right, welcome back to the stream, LOS Champ Season 1. It is the quarterfinals here. So very excited to have you all along for the ride. It is Cobra and Flash Pandy in the booth. I mean, how are you feeling after that last series?
I mean, my prediction was right, so I'm having a great night already. But, I mean, it's going to be an even better night with a second series. We moved to Tier 6. We have 2s between No Toxicity and Toxicity, that is, and RCG Crusaders. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. A little change of pace. We have 2s.
Yeah, exactly. You know, with 2s, I feel like it go in a few different directions, but typically a little bit more focused on individual mechanics. And really, one player could absolutely take over an entire lobby.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the script here, is that in 2s you have a little bit more space to work with, but at the same time it's a little bit faster paced gameplay as far as the personal level. But we're going to see a more showcase of mechanics here. This is Tier 6, so I believe it's like 1100, 1250. So these players are just on the edge of those really mechanical playstyles, those really flashy playstyles. So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that here tonight. Both of these teams coming into tonight at 5-2 record. 19-10 scoreline, so they have the exact same statistics, other than a few goals here and there on the goal differential standpoint there. But both teams, same record, 4 players that is, that are very, very offense heavy. So both teams, 4 threats on the field, looking to just get this thing done tonight. Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm expecting both of these squads to try and set the tone early. I mean, we're both able to see how incredible it can be when you get an early go, especially off something like a kickoff, trying to just, get in your opponent's minds fairly early. No Toxicity in the yellow. It is RCG Crusaders, in the red. Let's get it going.
Some 17 and Schmeppel for the RCG Crusaders. No Toxicity repping JMG and Zed Boost. We saw there a quick shot from Zed Boost. It was on the lower quarter of the net there. That was a fantastic save from Schmeppel. Keep it out, but a little slower to start this one here as they start with a shot. We start with a goal at one back the other way. It'll be RCG Crusaders to strike first.
Yeah, just, a confident run here. I think they noticed that JMG not quite comfortable in the net to get that read, so very quick response there, and that's exactly what you want in 2s. You gotta be decisive. Anytime they have just a little bit of a hesitation, you could get beat.
Yeah, and that's kind of at any point. I kind of saw, whenever I said that the gameplay was a little bit slow to start, we saw the ball was kind of just loose in the midfield. Neither team really had a quick possession on it, but as soon as I said that, there was a really quick flick that was put on the net, I believe that was by Schmeppel, to really facilitate that play to get it going there, and really force the Crusaders defender back, or the Toxicity player, that is, into an awkward position, as that's how quick these things can turn, how quick the momentum can go from stagnant to really quick gameplay there. Some deflections, some interruptions in the net. RCG Crusaders second man is ready back for that save, that put back in on the rotation. You see them rotating a bit high. They have to be careful with that, but some pressure here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, this Crusader squad, I mean, they're a duo that really looks for each other. They try to, play that very high line to support each other, and that does leave some openings behind. They score a lot, but they do give up a few goals as well. But it does not matter if they are scoring on you a ton. Again, another opening opportunity, just not able to get a handle on that. And for No Toxicity, they're going to have to really increase their pace of play here to be able to keep up.
Yeah, you see how fast the ball movement is between the Crusaders right now. No Toxicity is just trying to wait for a mistake to happen. That's kind of the key to success here in 2s. You see JMG coming to stretch up and make a save there. As you see the Crusaders, again, that ball movement, the possession has been really strong in their favor right now, but see the physical play just taking No Toxicity off the ball as much as they would like right now, but they have an open net chance. Some will actually be back for that one. Plenty of space, plenty of room to work with, plenty of boost specifically for that one. You see No Toxicity once again just trying to just work their way in those rotations and disrupt that really strong offense that has started for the Crusaders.
No Toxicity there. I think where they're going to find the most success is trying to find transitional play, and there are going to be opportunities because RCG, again, they are very aggressive. They are going to leave that back line open, and once there's any good clear or a mistake in the midfield, they're going to have to be there to capitalize. It's JMG on the ball. We'll have to buy a little bit of time and try to find and force an opening, but will be denied.
See there, bat ball just kind of back to the midfield, or back to the corner in the midfield, that is. But you see maybe a quick chance for the Crusaders on offense. That was actually Z-Boost, but my goodness, what a shot. No, it's 3 letters on that goal, and it is JMG.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a confident shot. Enough on it to get a little bit of height right underneath the bar. And Schmeppel, that's one of those as a goalie that you just watch go over your head knowing that you did not have the space to react to it, and you don't have the space to react to that one. Schmeppel, immediate response off the kickoff.
And that's the script in 2s. You just got to kind of let those things go. So many kickoff goals happen in 1s and 2s. You just kind of have to let them go. But that's a great job by, I believe, that was Sum17 to start that play with the kind of stalemate there off the kickoff. There's another one from Schmeppel. Both players for Crusaders right now doing very good on the kickoffs to try and keep that ball to the midfield for the teammate that cheats up there quick off the kickoff to get a quick goal. My goodness, what a save.
Dangerous one there, and I think Toxicity have to be really careful on the defensive line, but can they turn it into offense? They sure are. And Z-Boost will be the one to put this away, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. There are going to be these opportunities, and they have to move quickly. Z-Boost, just a little bit of a tap-in, just to make sure it had enough speed to beat out the last defender, but they're keeping up. They're recognizing the opportunities when they are there, and as long as they keep a cool head, they're able to make sure they're managing their boost, managing the defense well. It should be this close of a series.
Yeah, especially right now, so much offense between both teams. The shot totals exactly the same. We've mentioned their records are the same, their stats are pretty much the same, and in this game, their stats are pretty much the same. So this series, without a doubt, is going to be a thriller so far. This one in Game 1 has been a thriller so far, but we see Crusaders just trying to roll this ball to the midfield. A dangerous position, but JMG, the patience in net to not panic on that one. You see the ball just kind of rolling straight towards your net, and the defender or the attacker there is ready on the prowess. But speaking of, there's Z-Boost back the other direction. It'll be a 3rd goal for Toxicity.
Yeah, this is all about faith and patience. Z-Boost, I had a feeling that ball is going to be played into a dangerous position regardless. Schmeppel is not able to get any height to keep that away from the face of net. Didn't get any power off the back wall as well, and Z-Boost, making their own look, making sure they're positioned well and not positioned well enough to stop that one. Sum17. I mean, off the kickoff, RCG looking really solid. Just a wonderful flick, and will make it equal yet again.
Yeah, there's the kickoff stability that the Crusaders have right now. It's really admirable. Every kickoff they have been able to stalemate this thing correctly. Well, not even stalemate there. You see Schmeppel just kind of brought that ball into a perfect positioning to the sidewall. Oh man, a little bit of a mistake in the net there. It'll go right back in the way of Toxicity. They're gonna want that one back.
Yeah, this one I think he had a little bit more time than he believed. I mean, they just mistimed the dodge as well. Now, would it be crazy if we got another kickoff goal immediately after? Schmeppel has the opportunity to make it happen, but will not get the dodge they're looking for. Just mistimed, but 20 seconds remaining. Can Sum17 create an opportunity here?
Backboard punished again. Sum17 credited with that one. It'll be a tie game yet again. That is 8 goals traded back and forth. It's that backboard, really dangerous spot. Z-Boost just couldn't quite get the touch or the angle on that one. And that's a great job by the Crusaders to get themselves back tied.
Gloves are off here as we get to 13 seconds left. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another goal off the kickoff, but who will get the final opportunity? Z-Boost trying to open up another opportunity clearance, but JMG is back there. Do they want to keep it up? No, not quite. They will opt to go to overtime here in game number 1.
If you aren't RCG, you're ready for this kickoff here to take this first game. Schmeppel's up for that one, and they will drop it down. I mentioned the kickoffs were dangerous, and I didn't think it was that dangerous. RCG takes game 1 off a kickoff in OT.
Yeah, this is really tough because you feel like no Toxicity. They were playing back. They actually were anticipating a loss on the kickoff, but unfortunately did not have the speed to get to it. RCG, I mean, dominant kickoffs, especially in twos, can lead to victories like that, and they'll take that every single day of the week.
Yeah, and that's just the thing that No Toxicity just has to try and find an answer for. That's kind of the one's mindset of these 4 players, is just trying to find an answer off the kickoff. RCG with, I mean, every kickoff in that game, all 10, counting the beginning of the game and the 9 goals, were in the favor of RCG from what I can remember. Especially, and the most important one being in overtime was the one that ultimately won it for them. So a beautiful job by them. But I would say the midfield has been pretty well controlled by No Toxicity outside of the kickoff side of the game, but that's only half of it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And maybe it's not necessarily winning the kickoffs here for No Toxicity, but it's surviving them long enough to basically control the game, get back into normal game flow. But we'll see as we get ready for game number 2. Just waiting for everyone to load in here. But if you're No Toxicity, besides the kickoffs, I mean, you have to be feeling pretty good about the responses. I mean, there was a moment where they were in the lead, they battled back, it was 4-3, and then unfortunately another kickoff goal went in. But I mean, you have to be feeling good that you can keep up offensively with the squad.
Exactly, and that's the thing you kind of have to praise yourself on. It is very easy to kind of let that thing go. You drop the first game, but you have plenty of time here. This is a best of 7. Still nothing to worry about all that much. It's just one game, but man, almost a good chance from JMG as we see Zed Boost and JMG just trying to maybe play a little bit quicker as that kickoff was in their favor actually to start this second game here. But like you said, they're just trying to survive the kickoff, and I definitely say they have done that to start this one. As I wouldn't be surprised if we see some passing plays beginning between the No Toxicity players as of right now. You see them trying to disrupt the defenders of RCG as of right now, but 30 seconds been pretty quiet to start this one.
Yeah, they're definitely noticing that there's some opportunities, and they're getting really good 50s here. JMG trying to make it awkward. Won't be rewarded just then, and actually taken off the field. Some 17, will they be able to get this to Schmeppel? Schmeppel's shot blocked away. Not quite enough juice on that one to see it to the back of the net. There will be No Toxicity, at least dumping this one to the other side.
Midfield pass, that's a dangerous ball back to the midfield, as I believe they may have thought there was an opening on the right side of the pitch, but there wasn't. Zed Boost from the midfield to pitch it back to the backboard, but some good coverage there to the backboard, as that's one thing that even Tier 3 players struggle with. But here in Tier 6, it seems like the Crusaders are doing it just fine. Backboard coverage was very prominent there from some 17, as now they're waiting for some sort of attack from the No Toxicity squad, but there's nothing doing there. Maybe a 50 headed back the other way. Bump in the net, got to be dangerous. Got to be careful pushing up too far if you're going to put a shot on like that, but it seems like they've covered it pretty well.
Yeah, that is one of the things you have to be concerned about if you're playing off the backboard. Sometimes a touch gets away from you. You don't have that follow-up. It's a very quick transition play to the other side. JMG may have caught him. They do manage to get it to go. That'll be goal number 1 for No Toxicity.
Yeah, just a little mistake there to the midfield from Schmeppel. I think they were just trying to catch it or pop it over the last defender. They couldn't quite get enough power to do that. And JMG, good response there. Walk in goal for No Toxicity. Now to survive the kickoff.
17, kickoff to get it back. It's off the post, and that's about as close as you can get without scoring there. And No Toxicity, they're going to be taking their lucky star. Shot on goal, Zed Boost will get it to go. That is number 2 for them, and my, that was so close to being a tied ball game.
Yeah, you got to take that break and run with it if you're No Toxicity, and they did just that. Great shot by Zed Boost to just pick the only spot in the goal that ball was going to go in. I believe the defender had pretty much every ball covered except for that one spot, but here we go. Response to the kickoff is going to be headed back the other direction into the way of the red defense, but we see JMG continuing to apply the pressure here straight behind the kickoff Schmeppel. Left side, maybe a chance to get one back to the midfield. Solo play, Zboost last back in net. Almost got the donk to the left side, but JMG survives the bump and the demo attempt in net. The Crusaders just trying to bounce back after some pressure they finally see. No Toxicity trying to continue.
Yeah, off the top, possible shot here for some 17. And, I was just about to say, I was worried that, they might abandon the backboard just because it hasn't been working well for them, but it's just needing to get the solid contact there. Bump on the back line as well, definitely helped out, and now getting into a rhythm offensively as No Toxicity, has been keeping them out relatively well. Another kickoff win for them, and let's see what they can do with it.
Unlucky 50 to the back, and they're going to want to take that one back, but they're going to do just that. Big midfield 50. That's a dangerous ball, but just off the mark as the Schmeppel's going to want to keep it just a little bit lower as they're going to want to try and take this series. They took the first game and a kickoff goal after slotting one just below the bar. They just one just off the mark. That is the Zboost big 50 to the midfield. It's going to be a dump and chase for JMG, just trying to slot one in. Didn't quite have the angle on that one. It's going to let their teammate take it back to the midfield, back through neutral. Shot on net, some 17. Shadow defense save, as that was a good acrobatic save to keep it out of the net.
Still pressure mounting here as No Toxicity trying to stake their claim on the opposite side. Schmeppel, good touch, some 17, just needs to tap it in, will be able to do so, and both of these teams, both yellow and red, really finding the transitional play, and it really takes one clean beat in order to get it to go.
And I think that is to give credit to a little bit of a defensive mistake. In twos, it is really hard to kind of keep a really strong rotation, to keep a consistent rotation. I'm seeing a little bit of too much of spacing between players for No Toxicity right now. Once the kickoff happens, you see how the Crusaders are so quick on that ball. Maybe a little bit too close on that one. You see another chance, JMG trying to diffuse some pressure. That ball just high off the target. See JMG back the other direction, maybe a little hook shot, but not quick enough, not enough elevation on that one, as that was a little, again, back to the right side. You just need to watch the spacing there if you are the RCG Crusaders, as we see them just a little bit too stacked up in net.
RCG have to work from the back. Deflection should lead the ball to some 17. We'll have room, options in the center, but we'll go alone. That pinch will challenge JMG to try and get a hand on it. Luckily, will be deflected away, and now an offensive opportunity to restart the speed here. Any follow-up doesn't need it. JMG just stoic, stays in place, and gets the touch that they need to get it to go.
The resilience on this one, you missed that initial shot. It's so easy to say, okay, I missed, I'm done now, and just take the boost and go back. But no, they stayed there. They waited for that bounce, and they get a late goal here in game two, just trying to get some momentum back their way. But now they just need to hold this lead. That's one thing they've struggled to do so far in this series. There's a flick, and there is a goal. Schmeppel is there to tie the game only 5 seconds after that first goal.
Yeah, and this feels very reminiscent of what we saw in game number one, where it felt like No Toxicity had it in the bag. They just got a wonderful goal, and then, again, off the kickoff, and I believe it was Schmeppel as well. In order to put it away, it looks like we may get another overtime unless this gets put in a very dangerous position. Zboost has to at least check this one. We'll see it up, and Summit shot. It will be just on the ground. That was in, but the Rocket League gods deemed it just hitting the ground. My oh my, was that close.
Oh my goodness, my heart is racing right now. Can you imagine a 0-second goal and a kickoff overtime goal to lose the first two games? That was a quick pop shot from the right side. As No Toxicity, you are really going to want to win this one, especially after how quick the RCG Crusaders respond after they initially score goals. You see the ball after the kickoff has been all No Toxicity right now. That touch, Schmeppel can't quite reel it in, has a man to the midfield. It's Zboost looking for JMG. Here's a ball floater past one, but Schmeppel, good back rotation there. Here's a flick. Schmeppel trying to end the game now, but good coverage by Zboost on the back end of the field. but both players, both teams now trying to get it done. There it is, right side. JMG is going to do this, going to slam the door in game 2, and the series will be tied.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about how tough of a position Summit got put into there in the corner. You know, you're falling back, and I'm wondering, are they going to take it up and around? Are they going to backflip? They went with the backflip, but unfortunately no contact there. It's just such a tough play, but really it's only one mistake that could lead to a goal. Back-to-back overtimes here, back-to-back games where it's just decided by one tiny thing.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot. That's just kind of how it is in twos, is it's just kind of glaring mistakes, and just not even mistakes, but just glaring differences in the play styles between these two teams. No Toxicity maybe trying to play a little bit of a slower, more methodical play, maybe trying to formulate these pass plays and maybe more hard cut edges as far as their plays and as their rotations go. But it seems like the Crusaders are just trying to get through, just trying to get all next. Just through the rotations. I can't even speak right now because how all over these teams have been. They've just been all over each other in these two games. I need a break.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're not going to give it to us, though. We do have to keep on going, as that's a nice redirect by JMG. And really, credit to this player. They've put themselves in dangerous positions over and over and over again. Able to kind of get the doink over and into the goal. Wonderful start for them.
Yeah, I think that last defender for RCG was just caught a little bit out of rotation, maybe off the kickoff, trying to find some boost. That's great field vision by JMG to get a little pop shot on the net to start this game. Zed boost off the kickoff. Schmeppel's going to be last one back for the Crusaders, just trying to get a 50, but JMG again to put this one back over the last defender. Summit is going to be ready on the backboard for a touch. Maybe corrals it back off the right wall. Maybe another 50 back to the other direction. Maybe through neutral field. Picks up some boost. Plenty of gas to work with, but another 50 from Zed Boost to keep it out of the net. JMG response. Transition play for the No Toxicity team here, but again, you see, can't quite get it done there. The bump wasn't there, and the shot was off target.
Yeah, definitely starting to feel themselves here as No Toxicity. Yeah, they're having faith that they could catch this RCG squad a little bit of sleep. JMG looking to go it alone. 50, and we'll battle close quarters here in the corner. Gets rewarded with the boost, but won't be able to see that one continue. Zed Boost has to deflect that one away. Summit immediately there. Schmeppel centers that to no one here, and will at least demo one player. And again, we're getting this back and forth gameplay where all of these clearances, every single touch, so very important.
Mistakes are capitalized on by both teams, but what a play to start this one. Schmeppel was a little caught up on the post, and Zed Boost to start it. It's JMG ready for that one, and No Toxicity will start with 2 goals here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Schmeppel wanted to play that one back to the corner, but flips it to the back wall, and that touch favors No Toxicity there. And JMG starting to come alive a little bit. I think their read of the game is becoming so very important, because I think they're really giving some trouble here to RCG. They'll get a hat trick here. Hat trick hero, basically in less than 2 minutes in game number 3.
I'd like to credit that one to Zed Boost as well as JMG. Both players making fantastic plays. Zed Boost just forcing that 50 as hard as possible straight to the midfield. They just trusted their teammate to make a good touch. That bump kind of put Zed Boost out of the play. And if that ball was not put on net or not even scored by JMG, they were in a really tough spot. So the trust by these two players that they have in each other to make the plays is so important. Oh my goodness, almost a play for RCG. But again, No Toxicity is just able to heal that mesh when it is broken.
Yeah, that one got a little bit awkward and literally hanging by a thread there. But luckily able to recover just enough to see that one away. They live another day here. And now for RCG, it feels a while since they've scored, going through a little bit of a drought in this game number 3. That's the middle, dangerous. To Zed Boost almost gets a hold of that. Schmeppel playing quick though, wants something near post, will be denied. Summit looking to keep this one, goes alone near post yet again, and the defense for No Toxicity staying alive, finally gets a clear, will get the goal, JMG for 4.
4 goals in this game. What a showing from JMG. Great field vision that there was no defender back and they just had a wide open shot to work with. Summit was just caught a little bit on the right side, tangled up in the weeds, just trying to find the boost over on the right side, not able to quite get it there. And no Toxicity with a commanding 4-0 lead. Schmeppel just trying to get one back off the kickoff, but another huge 50 deflected high will diffuse pressure yet again.
Been on the kind of the back end of a lot of these opportunities. Schmeppel, opportunity Summit nowhere close to that one. We'll have to recollect this one on their own side. It feels like they're playing a little further back. They're not quite getting those passes. They're not finding each other as often as they would like. Now could be an opportunity here. Schmeppel just gets the boost, leaves it to Summit. Summit near post, heavy block away, and JMG free yet again. Shot kind of catches on the underside of the car, not as much power as they would have liked, but again, just these opportunities on net, it's huge for No Toxicity as they're grinding away at the clock.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out too that they're playing all angles around the ball. They aren't just playing behind the ball or in front of the ball. They're playing everywhere, 360 degrees around the ball, able to just catch all angles that RCG Crusaders are trying to attack the play from. And it just gives them all the field vision that they need, whereas it seems like right now RCG is just trying to play north and south, whereas No Toxicity, they're playing all directions of the compass. They're able to just move the ball to the midfield, the right side wall, the back corner, play anywhere on the field that they want, just to kind of just shake off the attackers from RCG and ultimately kill that clock.
Double available, just gonna be off target. Would have been a wonderful goal to at least get something started here for RCG, but time is away from them. You feel like No Toxicity will just try to, hold on to this ball, kill it in the orange half, or the red half, excuse me, if they can. But I mean, this is the kind of game that they want to see. If they could get that buffer, and they don't back and forth like RCG want. I mean, this could be the script. This could be the winning formula for them.
That was a nice little play there from Summit, just able to chip it back over. But like you said, No Toxicity, with all the momentum in this game, JMG the one, just to kind of be the face of this team for this third game here. As No Toxicity is just looking really fresh, playing really confident, and despite that one goal this game, as far as possession goes, I'd say confidence has been all in favor of No Toxicity. They have the momentum moving into Game 4 and a 2-1 series lead.
It has been a back and forth series, and I feel like this is the first game where we've seen a team get a clear advantage like this, where they get a little bit of space to work and, dominated by one player. JMG, 4 goals, 7 shots, leading the lobby. And, do you think this is sustainable for this player and for this team?
I definitely think so. I mean, we saw it kind of in the last series. It was a little bit of a different story. Granted, that was 3s, but when one team took such a huge lead, the next game was just kind of retaken over by the next team. So I wonder, is this going to be the same script here? Is it going to be the same story as we saw in the last series? But again, this is 2s. No Toxicity's been trying to grind back. They dropped the first game. Now they have the second game is an overtime win for them. The third one is a 3-goal victory. So ultimately, I would say the possession, the momentum is going further and further into their favor. But again, is that sustainable? That's the question, and I definitely think with how JMG played in that last game, I definitely think they're trying to sustain that as long as they can.
Well, will be another start here. Quick shot there for Schmeppel, or against Schmeppel rather, but now opportunity here. Pinch is going to be a little bit too far in, the angle not quite available. And for RCG, I think they want to really emphasize their offensive play. They want to really be in the heat of it, because that last game got away from them early, not really able to battle back, as this player, JMG, feeling more and more confident by the game.
Yeah, they're just kind of allowed to do whatever they want. You see RCG in the first couple of games were just all over the ball. Like you said, they just wanted to be in the heat of the play. They wanted to just be in the action as much as possible. But in last game, I feel like it was just, they were just kind of allowed JMG to just kind of work the ball wherever they would have liked. There's a good 50 to the midfield. Summit just trying to get some offense going for this RCG team. It'll be Schmeppel to take over in the corner for the team in red, but a big pinch sent back the other direction. A bump will take them off the ball. Here's Zed Boost, has a chance to the backboard, maybe another chance, another one. There's a shot available, but
that's the other way.
Back the other direction, overcommit. Second man on defense opens up the net, and plenty of space downfield for a goal.
Yeah, I mean, so very close to, you know, being something positive for no toxicity, and really all they need there is a 50 as well, and that would not have gone that poorly for them. But RCG, they do break through a goal that, you know, will give them a little bit of confidence. I know they scored a, you know, Summit scored a really nice one towards the end, but, you know, just to have the lead, to be able to take a little bit of a breath and now work with that advantage.
JMG diffusion clear there. Back to the midfield. It'll be Summit to take over for RCG, and maybe a clear back the other way, but Schmeppel able to put it back in. JMG takes over at the top of the box. Here's a shot off the backboard, just high off target, but Summit again just trying to just push this ball back down the other direction. Maybe another deflection touch back in the hands of Summit for RCG, but this offense for RCG just trying to work it back the other way. Wide open net with the defender. Zed Boost was caught lacking just a little bit. They decided to slow down, and it'll be Schmeppel, or it'll be Summit that is able to work it right past him.
Yeah, it's a really difficult look because you don't want to, you know, over rush that corner because as soon as Summit, if they wanted to, you know, hit the brakes, it would have been out of position, but they decided to go near post and hit it straight away. Unfortunately, not enough speed to get back to it. And now RCG, you know, the pendulum in their favor. They get a third goal here as Schmeppel. That's a tough angle to put that one away, but they do so. It is 3-0.
That is a really tough shot to make, especially with the defender in your face, hands up defending you. But that's a great job by Schmeppel to get it done there on the left side. And the defender from No Toxicity couldn't quite get it done there. As that was kind of answers the question a little bit. Can the RCG Crusaders bring it back in this one after dropping a pretty important game 3? I definitely think they've answered the question. That answer is yes.
Well, still plenty of time in this one if No Toxicity wants to make something of this, but they've kind of been locked out of the red side. They haven't really had all those clear opportunities, and JMG still looking, still prodding. Won't be able to get it to go.
Boost picks it up to the midfield, maybe just trying to get some offense back in the direction of No Toxicity, as they have they're now on a scoring drought after scoring 4 in the last game. Here's a flick from Schmeppel, going to get past one. He has a man to the midfield, but another huge 50 is going to force the RCG Crusaders to go back and collect some boost. It'll be Zed Boost. Steals it in the corner. Maybe a touch back to the midfield. JMG tries to cover it up as the clear makes its way back down into the yellow half. Summit goes high for this ball, but is beat out by the last defender for No Toxicity. JMG beats out one. Summit. Summit, no boost. There's still plenty of space to work with. They just missed that ball, but JMG was more focused on the bump than the goal, and it'll be the RCG Crusaders to keep the ball out of the net this time.
Yeah, I think they were expecting a touch to come through, and, you know, can't necessarily blame them, but it is unfortunate considering how the play went out. Now they're starting to run out of time. Hook shot here off the back wall. Schmeppel, clean run, but will be blocked away. I mean, No Toxicity have held them to 3. It's a really tough effort to come back, Herculean even, but, you know, if they're gonna start, they have to start now.
51 seconds, not out of the question in 2s without a doubt. I'd say definitely an easier job than 3s, but definitely not an easy job against this team that is RCG Crusaders, who has been so hot on the ball this entire game. You see there's a touch past one defender. Second man back is going to have to rotate back quickly. Here's a flick but the ball's just a bit too high for Summit to work with. Smepple just tries to put an outlet touch back into the midfield, but loses the ball to JMG. Here's a little bit of a breakaway touch, still time to work with, but that ball not too favorable for a chance for the No Toxicity offense. So they'll actually elect to just kind of kill this ball here and let the time run out.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with the seconds both players just turned away. I mean,
yeah,
you know, what's the harm in a fourth goal at this point? I'd rather, you know, see this team be a little bit aggressive, try to force the issue, but it will not happen here. Back to an even series score as game number 4 will go to RCG Crusaders.
And we now go to a best of 3 between these two teams here in the Tier 6 2v2 playoffs. RCG Crusaders and No Toxicity. Two fantastic teams so far. We have 2 even games, like you said. RCG taking the most recent 3-0. Toxicity, the 2 big games, the 2 big, I'd say, breakout teams from both teams have been, or breakout games from both teams have been games 3 and 4. The first 2 went to an OT.
Yeah.
Teams are just getting more comfortable with each other, maybe starting to play a little bit quicker. But you have to consider at the same time, when you start to play a little quicker, opens up more opportunity for mistakes.
Yeah, it feels like as both these teams are really trying to, you know, pull the game in their favor, it really, the momentum is swinging further and further one way, further to the other. It felt very even at the beginning. This makes me really, really interested in what kind of game, you know, what kind of game 5 and 6 we're going to get. If it's that continues, or if one team has kind of found a way to, you know, get a little bit of separation here in, you know, the later parts of the series.
And I definitely think it's going to come down to consistency, and you can consider that the entire series, but in these latter games, you can't really make those mistakes. If it's game 1 or 2, you make some mistakes, you let up some goals, and maybe drop a game here and there, and you still got 4 or 5 at least games to play with, but in this case, we move to a best of 3, so any mistake puts you on series point.
Yeah, absolutely. JMG looking for a little bit of room here, won't be able to continue the entire way, and I think something specifically for No Toxicity is they have to be a little bit more efficient on the ball, and that one will go in. Summit will get rewarded just for putting that in the corner. I mean, that is a negative angle almost, and you know, the roll, the spin does allow that one to go in. RCG not stopping their goal scoring here in game 5.
That is now 4 unanswered for RCG, as I believe that shot just deflected off the crossbar just a little bit. Zeboost was kind of deked out in the net by that little tiny deflection touch, as that's a tough one to make. That angle, you just never expect that angle to be even put on net, but there's a good shot. Summit able to clear it away to the right side of the field, but Summit there maybe just trying to find a deflection touch. JMG to take over the interception for No Toxicity. Here's the touch, powerful one, not going to get it past Meppel. Maybe another shot put back in. Summit leaking touch to the midfield, double commit just fine for Zeboost. It'll be a tie game.
Yeah, I feel like this is a much needed goal here for No Toxicity. Not just the fact that they got a goal, but the way that they got it. Multiple shots on target, forcing RCG to make crucial touches and wearing them down, finally breaking through here. I thought we were about to see a return of the kickoff goal. Luckily, I believe that will be away, but you know, I think we're back to a point in these games where maybe, you know, we're back on equal footing. I think both teams could kind of take their chances, you know, have some successes, have some failures, and you know, we'll see who has that last possession.
Yeah, and I think in the game 1, we saw that it was real midfield domination from No Toxicity, kickoff domination from RCG. Game 2 was pretty even between both teams. Games 3 and 4 were pretty dominated respectively by both teams. And this one, we're kind of back to that script in game 2 where both teams are just trying to find what works. That just comes with the adaptation of both of these teams. That's how skilled they are to be here in the playoffs. But there's an open chance and a textbook goal for JMG to make it 2-1 No Toxicity.
Yeah, I mean, that is, you know, just taking that with stride. And you know, for RCG, I think both players realize the position they put themselves in, just basically being relegated to spectators for that shot and hoping that they would be able to affect that play. But well taken, well struck, and that will be the lead for now. Schmeppel trying to make a very quick change in the scoring here as Summit almost to the net as well. And I think for RCG, they're starting again with the aggression. Double commit here shouldn't be too dangerous to Summit in a good enough position to at least see this one away. But I feel like both of these teams, they're testing things out. They're making sure that they're trying to bring a versatile approach to this game.
And I'm seeing a lot of aggression coming out from RCG right now. They're trying to just play as quickly as humanly possible, but that opens up mistakes, and that is one of them. They were rushed to make the clear, but it ended up back in the hands of JMG and put right to the back of their net.
Yeah, I think Schmeppel left on an island there, hoping that Summit's able to make a little bit more of a direct touch. Somewhere it ends up in the middle of the field, and Schmeppel has to hit the brakes and realize how much room that they have to cover in the net. Unfortunately, not able to do so. No Toxicity. They buy themselves a little bit of breathing room here. Now ZBoost. You notice ZBoost is prone to play a little bit farther back, and I think they have to be really mindful of when they're doing that, because sometimes they're leaving a little bit too much space in between them and JMG.
And that shows the amount of trust that ZBoost has in JMG right now, but with how good RCG can turn the play back on a dime, just get the pressure back the other way, that is something you have to keep in the back of your head, as you just cannot leave anybody deserted at any point. And that's exactly what happened with Schmeppel in the last goals. They were kind of left on an island in the net, as you said, just because of a quick rotation, maybe a little bit too high of a rotation that left their teammate back. I definitely say No Toxicity has a better mindset as far as that goes as of right now, with a 2-goal lead. The last insurance goal, very important. There's a demo to kind of kill some clock. Maybe one trying to sneak it in the right side, but not quite gonna get there.
Yeah, optimistic touch, if any, almost worked out. But for RCG, I think both of these players have put themselves in positions. They've both proven that they can score when needed. Now just trying to break down this No Toxicity squad. Touch forward, looking for the 50. JMG does well enough, has boost to work. Will at least get it, dumped into the corner, and they have to hold off for 25 more seconds.
25 seconds of misery, I would say, for their defense right now. There's a big touch, knocked away back to the corner. Excuse me, as we see some more offense for RCG here late in the game. A big shot denied by the post. Unfortunate bounce. It's going to end up back in their own net, and that's not the break you want. You turn your head and you move on to game 6.
Yeah, that is one of those things, and I appreciate the aggression there. I mean, that's exactly what you should do when you're down to multiple goals. You have to take your opportunities like that. Sometimes it's going to lead to a very easy goal on the other side, but you'd rather take that shot and have it not go in than play passive in the final moments. You can't really shake my head at that too much, and almost another one immediately after that. But we do go to game number 6. It is going to be No Toxicity with the advantage.
RCG on series point. They're going to need a serious turnaround here, but I would, if I'm honest, a 4-1 scoreline, that doesn't really seem like that big of a win in that game. There were just some breaks that didn't quite go RCG's way, especially that last goal, just really unfortunate way that bounced off the post. But still, a 4-1 scoreline, I really don't think it was that much of domination from No Toxicity. They just put the ball in the net more than RCG did. That sounds stupid, but that's actually just kind of how it went. I think the pressure, as far as both teams go, that is, and as far as the possession goes, I really think it was pretty even last game, and now it is going to be RCG that really needs to step up here.
Schmeppel making one miss, looking to go behind the goalie, but will be denied. And again, I completely agree with you. I think the scoreline maybe fooling you a little bit in terms of what actually happened if you didn't watch the match. But right now, it is very close, and JMG wants to buy a little bit of time and space. They will put that one in, and we're starting to see it's great touches for the side of No Toxicity that is giving their teammate an opportunity to score.
And more importantly, it's throwing off the defense as well. As soon as Schmeppel commits, you see that Zboost was just on that ball, ready to make the last man miss for the team in red, and it just opened up the opportunity for JMG. There's another bump. I almost got it through there, but Summit, quick on the back rotation, is able to keep it out of the front of the net there. So you see Schmeppel just trying to collect some boost here. Plenty of stuff to work with here. Zboost, maybe a drop back to the midfield, but another 50 will give Summit a chance to chase down this ball. Here's a 50 back to the midfield. Zboost, last back. JMG right side, out of gas. He's going to be forced to grab some boost, but now turns back. So you see RCG just trying to collect some possession, but no Toxicity, just really all over the ball, not letting them breathe at all.
Summit almost getting that loose touch there, and really
my.
well done. Oh, that's a wonderful bump, but it will be a response there on the shooter. Summit not completely out of the play just yet, and a little bit of a back and forth, mental game of tic-tac-toe. You bump, I bump, you bump. It is right now, you are pulling hairs between these squads, because again, I feel like, they kind of understand what they need to do and what they need to do to execute to be able to get a victory here. It's just being able to beat the other side with your game plan.
Yeah, especially with how well No Toxicity is just really bearing down the pressure and just eliminating the opportunity for making mistakes. They're putting themselves in spots that are just really almost foolproof in a way. You see their back rotations giving each other enough space. One commits high, forces the ball high, and just the other is ready for that rotation. You see how well No Toxicity is just giving each other enough space, as you say. Sometimes a little too much space. Zboost has been giving JMG a lot of it. Has been a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a pressure, more pressure for JMG, that is, but I definitely think they're really locked in here, and they just want to close the series right here and right now.
Summit, big old fake there. We'll leave it to Schmeppel to decide what to do next. The corner, light touch, won't have any help here, and they'll just try and starve out the side of No Toxicity. But JMG has enough to at least send this goalward. Big clear here. Zboost. Oh, big mistake on the back line. JMG will be the first one to it as Schmeppel, almost aghast that one got through. Pass to the middle of the field. No contact for either side, and now starting to see opportunities budding here. Chip towards the net. Schmeppel will be the one to collect it. It is equal here. 2 minutes to play.
JMG just trying to just get this ball out of the midfield, as they didn't think Zboost was quite there, but RCG there to exploit the mistake and put it straight to the back of the net here in Game 6. A crucial goal for RCG, the kickoff back. A stalemate for both teams, and this game just going back and forth. Now the pressure now in the way of RCG. Here's Summit, maybe a rotation, but the cut back is going to end up straight to the back of their net. Zboost there for the goal, and it's a lead back in the way of No Toxicity.
That's an absolute killer there. I mean, you see Summit setting up a move, but that challenge, I mean, that's about as picture perfect of a challenge that you can get there. Will give them the lead, and still plenty of time for RCG Crusaders to work back into this one. But again, they're on their final lives. It has to be now or never for the 6th seed here.
Both teams trying to survive. Schmeppel maybe out of the corner, maybe just trying to give their teammate just enough space, but a pop shot from JMG almost makes its way through, but Summit stands tall on the goal line again. 50, gonna get it past one. Summit decides not to turn on that ball, but could have been a good decision, as JMG was just ready to receive there in the back field. Is Zboost maybe trying to advance past one. Schmeppel last back is a chip over the lone defender without any boost. JMG again, that quick back rotation. Still plenty of space to work with. Summit last one back for RCG. It's going to need a quick turnaround here, because they are still down a goal. 56 seconds left, and they're on their last life here.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh, there it is. I was just about to say, it felt like the very next goal could decide how this game turns out. And RCG deciding they're not done yet. JMG unfortunately got chipped, not able to do anything about that one. And now tied here. 49 seconds left in golden goal territory. I wouldn't mind seeing another overtime, but it looks like both these sides want to finish it early, and Schmeppel, the return of the kickoff goal from the side wall. A huge play here.
domination we haven't really seen since game 1 or 2 off the kickoffs. RCG is starting to get cooking again. No Toxicity needs to step out of the way, because RCG, actually don't step out of the way because it would make this game boring, but I would definitely say No Toxicity needs to be careful because these kickoffs are really hot for RCG as of right now. Schmeppel midfield, low bounce off the backboard. Summit was there for it, and it'll be JMG to chase it down, one back, and it's Schmeppel, but a huge clear will kill clock that No Toxicity really needs right now.
Yeah, I like the aggression there. Zed Boost going for the demo. I don't think it was the best, positioning for it, but I like the idea. 15 seconds left. JMG, the player that you probably want on the ball. That is a good bounce. Anyone there? Zed Boost all the way on the other side, not really pushing the tempo there at all. Maybe one more opportunity. JMG has to get past Summit. It goes up off the top. It has to be Zed Boost, but nowhere near it. It's going to be really tough to keep this one up. They will manage to do so, but as soon as the ball hits the ground, it will be game over. Can they manufacture a goal here? No, not quite. We will go the distance. We will go all the way to 7.
Both teams just trying to get it done here. RCG, huge response there. It's Schmeppel with 3 goals just to beat out the last defender on all 3. No Toxicity. Just again, back and forth that entire game. No Toxicity just couldn't quite find the answer after that 3rd goal. They almost had it there at the end, Cobra, but they just couldn't quite get it underneath that bar, as that would have been really interesting to see how that game turns out after that goal would have gone in, as we probably would have saw overtime there. But alas, we have game 7 to decide who survives, a win or go home. We go down to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this has been quite the series, and just considering, I cannot put my finger on it, but I believe No Toxicity, they've lost multiple leads like that, where they've been leading in a game, and it's been a last-second effort for RCG to close it out, and they end up winning that match. So it's kind of interesting to see. I wonder, I'll have to go back and watch this series later just to confirm that here. Huge pinch over to the side. GMG will have to wait. Too much chaos for that one. But backboard, there's a bump there. Far post. And JMG will get the scoring. It's a complete team play set up by Zed Boost.
I love that touch to the backboard. You just kind of force the defender to look up. It's kind of like the dodgeball maneuver. You throw the ball up and force them to look, and you just drill him straight in the chest after that. He threw it up high, forced the defender to look, and just completely cleared the way. Opened up the net for JMG. No Toxicity, that's a fantastic lead they need here. As we are squared away, even 3 games apiece, No Toxicity starts with the lead.
JMG looking for another one. Tough angle there at the near post, but gets demoed for their efforts. Schmeppel over to Summit. Summit up, shot, good! It will go in, and they are just the kings of the comeback here, equal in game 7.
What a response. The pass to the midfield. Schmeppel was just ready to dime up Summit for that pass and absolutely burying it there from the top of the box to get this game tied. There's a kickoff back in the way. The kickoff kings. It's Schmeppel to get RCG right back in the lead.
I mean, this is such painful. And again, GMG waiting in the back. They've done this, and I don't know why they haven't made the adjustment to cheat up just a little bit. They're almost too afraid of that one because it's so difficult to make a reaction save, based off of your velocity there, based off your momentum. But that one, a little bit dangerous here. Summit should be able to see that way, but Zed Boost lying in wait, top right corner, and they're just gonna go back and forth. 2 heavyweights. They're throwing haymakers now.
Here we get a more eventful game 7. What a shot from Zed Boost. That little floater shot, I believe the last defender for RCG thought it was going to be just a bit faster, but the slow shot gave it enough time for the defender to run out of boost and start their descent back down to the ground. But what a placement. Zed Boost kickoff. Almost got it past Schmeppel, but huge 50 in front of the net. Another one just over the net there as Schmeppel is just able to clear that one out. Another great chance to get a comeback and a lead for No Toxicity. Another bump. Schmeppel almost gets it through. Make it 4 in a row for Schmeppel, and both these teams continuing to trade punches.
Yeah, Zenboost, I feel like they're starting to feel it a little bit. They're really getting into good spots here and almost opening up another one. JMG will put it through. That will be the goal to take the lead. But Zenboost, I feel it cannot be understated how well they are playing in the most important game in the series.
And most important game of the season, you could say Game 7 in the playoffs. This is the most important one so far. Zenboost with 2 assists. Again, that just goes back to the amount of trust we have seen that Zenboost has had in their teammate JMG, just kind of throwing the ball up to the midfield, getting the heck out of there, and allowing their teammate to shoot. Another chance, a quick one, trying to deposit it in the bottom right-hand corner, but Schmeppel back the other way, has a teammate to the midfield, will elect to go solo here, with the 50 back to the right side. Another one, JMG has Summit beat out, that is, but Zenboost playing a little bit calmer in the net now, teams just trying to take a deep breath and just let this game kind of develop a little bit. We had 5 quick goals there. Teams just trying to take a little bit of a deep breath and calm down a little bit here in Game 7.
Yeah, we're at the midpoint here, and I think for both teams really could use that mental rest, but JMG having an opportunity, just needs to get that one on target and will get the buffer that they need at halftime. Basically, it just bumps Summit out of the way. The second man for RCG, waiting in the midfield, waiting for a miracle. Instead, a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just a quick over-rotation. Fantastic job by Toxicity to just take advantage of that. They've been doing it all night long, and the time comes now when they need to do it the most, and they just get the job done. Another demo to diffuse that pressure. JMG back the other way. Schmeppel's ready in net, but that one almost sneaks its way through, but Summit counterattack mounting for RCG, but another takeaway from JMG will force them back to get some boost here. Schmeppel, big 50 to the midfield. Zenboost to win it there, but the pop back to the midfield. Summit there, big 50, but not going to quite get it past JMG. That's another one. JMG comes in clutch. Zenboost again, a little bit of a spacing, but the amount of trust they have in their teammate is huge right now. They still forcing JMG to make some saves here in the net. The chip pass one is going to be Summit. The pop pass another, but JMG now, that's 4 saves. Can't get 5, and Schmeppel is there to bring it back within 1.
Yeah, I mean, RCG absolutely took Toxicity to the brink there, and they thought they got out. They thought they did absolutely everything, but RCG kept it around. They kept attempting, and I think that was the absolute last shot they would have been able to get from that offensive rotation. Finally able to put it through. They find themselves within 1 here, and Toxicity, I feel like it has to be in the back of their brains how they've let some of these leads go. They have to be pushing for a 5th goal. I do not believe that they win this 4-3. I think they have to keep aggressive here in the final moments of this game.
Yeah, you cannot get complacent with a 1-goal lead here, because you know how quickly you can give it up. Zenboost just trying to make these plays happen, to just kind of slam the door on the fingers of RCG, who have just been trying to knock their way through the wall right now. As we see JMG with 1:05 to go, is just trying to just get an insurance goal in the last final minute here. Is a big 50, is able to get it done. What a touch and what a dunk to put it right in the net.
Yeah, and this one just staying on top of it, forcing pressure there and not giving up on the play and making something happen. It's awkward enough for RCG. I mean, it's almost too close quarters to clear just because of where everyone is positioned, so they're looking for that touch. Don't quite get it to go, and now they are going to have to get a little bit more aggressive. This is where Toxicity are wanting this to play out. They want to take advantage, and it's JMG to take all of the advantage here. That will be another goal, their 5th in Game 7.
Clutch performance right there. JMG, the one to just get this team out of trouble. You see Zenboost just kind of allowing them to play their game. When they're popping off, they're going to let them pop off. 5 goals on 8 shots here in Game 7. Zenboost, maybe another one to the midfield, but that one just turned back over to Summit. They're going to need this one back the other way quickly. Zenboost last back on that save. Is this dwindling chances for RCG here in Game 7. They're going to need this one to go, but that one just deflected back to the side wall. 23 seconds to go. It's desperation time for RCG.
Yeah, they have to get something going, but right now, Toxicity. They can just let this one go. If it was not over before, it definitely is now. Toxicity will be able to take this one in game number 7. They snatch the crown here from Crusaders.
Much needed victory here. I expected this game to go a little bit more in favor of RCG, as the first 2 minutes were so close. 5 goals traded back and forth, but no Toxicity just had enough. They decided, we are done here. We're going to play our game and end it right here and now. They did just that. Toxicity full deserving that win. RCG along for the ride in that one. What a series.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely saw a ton of things from all of these players. I mean, truly, I could think of moments for every single one of these players. So very excited that we were able to kind of capture this moment here. And again, congratulations to that No Toxicity squad. I mean, they absolutely deserved it.
Yeah, and I just both these players just played so fantastic. I mean, all 4 players, honestly, equal threats, equal skill along the entire field. But I mean, that's the beauty of 7 games right there. That's how close these 2 teams were. And if you were as enthusiastic about that series as I have been, take a look at the Enthusiast package sponsored by, and of course, brought to you by LOS Champs. The Enthusiast package is a very specific subscription for those who are wanting to join the Founders Circle promotion. For yearly subs, $20 a year or $2 a month, you get exclusive access to collectible league-wide titles, also known as the Enthusiast title, but collective Enthusiast badges, titles, hero images, nameplates, as well as an expanded trophy case for all those trophies you guys are going to get here in this wonderful league. But again, the Enthusiast package, $20 a year, $2 a month. Join the Founders Circle for exclusive info and updates on future updates to LOS Champs content and seasons.
Absolutely. Make sure you get on to the train. I mean, listen to all of those wonderful things. You don't want to miss out here, and you definitely don't want to miss out on any further LOS, playoff action here. And this is quite the stream here. We had 2 wonderful series, but that is it for tonight. Flash Pandy, any final thoughts here?
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys, again. Cobra, it's always a pleasure to cast with you guys. Good luck to the 2 teams we saw tonight. Unfortunate to see the other 2 go, but again, there's always a next season. Keep posted for the season 2 registration updates, as that will come here in the following weeks. But again, congratulations to the 2 teams that won tonight. 2 thriller series, games 6 and 7 respectively. It's been a fantastic night. Thanks again, Cobra, for hosting.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a pleasure to share the booth with you, my friend. And also a quick shout out to Musa behind the cameras and whatnot, making sure they're pressing all the buttons to make this stream go well. So shout out to them, and shout out to all you guys in chat for watching and making this one as fun as it possibly can be. That is it for us, Cobra, Flash Pandy in the booth. We will see you next week for some more playoff action.